Hi, I'm Stephanie from Shabokin Designs, and this is my long whispered Serenity sweater. This is in a size small. In this colors, that's a good question. Charcoal heather. This is the one that I make in the video for the long version in a size small. Normally, I make myself a size medium. Based off my body measurements, I am a medium, but this is what a size small looks on me. It still can hit my belly button, but I like to be even more oversized. So that is why I go with a medium, but I definitely can fit a small. Anyway, the point is that a long whispered Serenity sweater is waist length, natural waist length, which means hitting your, where's my belly button? Hitting your belly button. Now, you see it's long in the back. It's exactly the same. It's mirrored. This half of the sweater is exactly the same as this half of the sweater. So it is natural waist length here, very oversized here, very oversized here. And that is what's going to give you those beautiful drapey arms and the beautiful holes are because of the 15 millimeter hook and the category for yarn. So let's talk about how we make it so that it is a no seam, no sew. We start off at one side where we do our chain. Practice your chains because with a 15 millimeter hook and a category 4, it can be a little tricky. So make sure to take your time and practice. If you are an advanced enough crocheter, you know there are different ways that you can go around it. So you don't have to do it this way. And by all means, do whatever works best for you. But do keep in mind doing a foundation chain, double crochet foundation chain stitch is going to make your sleeves look different from one to the other. This is the way that I do it. By all means, you can do it how you would like to do it. But for the pattern's sake and for the video tutorial, this is how I do it. So take your time. There is no rush. Enjoy, practice. The more you do it, the faster it will become. So how is it a no seam, no sew? We start at one sleeve. We make a circle. We work in rounds, which means that for every single round, you're going to slip stitch to join, chain one, turn, and step up. So it's connected all the way until you hit the body. Once you hit the body, you then break and you start doing rows. So no longer connecting. You would then start turning, chain one and turn. So your chain one, step up, work the row, chain one, step up, work the row. So that is how you go from a round to a row. You then create a really big buttonhole basically for your head. And then start working the opposite side. This side mirrors this side. You're going to continue working in rows for the body until we start the sleeve, where you will start join, slip stitch to join, and then you continue in rounds. Okay, so that is how we end up doing this in one piece with no sewing, no seams, and the only ends you have to weave in are 1, 2, 3, 4 from doing the borders and the edging, the cuffs and the collar and the bottom border. Those are the only 3 that you need to do. So let's go ahead and talk about gauge. It's going to be extremely important that you practice and do a gauge swatch. I know we don't want to, nobody wants to, but for this project, to make sure that you are getting that drape, getting the big stitches and the beautiful holes, what you are going netting mesh, what you need to do is make sure that you're hitting the right gauge. And in order to do that, you have to block your work. The gauge is based off of after blocking, not before blocking. So if you're hitting it before blocking, then it's going to stretch out even more and be bigger. And then your pieces, your sweater will not hit the measurements that it should. So if you want to hit the measurements correctly, then definitely block your piece, block your gauge, your swatch, block your swatch. So that way you know you're hitting it correctly. The most important thing of all is going to be your tension. That is what's really going to be testing you on this one. You are using a 15 millimeter hook with a category 4 yarn. So your chain is going to be difficult. The first chain for the pattern, which is where you will be starting on the sleeve, is going to be, can be, not going to be, but it can be difficult for some. You don't want it to be too tight, it will throw your gauge off. I do recommend practicing chaining and working into it. Now, an advanced crocheter, please by all means feel free to do the math and figure out how to do a chain so many and then double crochet back to it, connect that and continue on, because then you can, once you are finished with the entire project, you can go back to do the cuff and reconnect there. So if the beginning chaining is a little too difficult and you are advanced enough, that is another way to do it. That is up to you. The way that I do it and the way that the pattern says and the way in which the video will show is that you are going to do a chain, connect to join, that will give you your circle. You then go into it with a double crochet. Take your time. There is no rush with this. You're going to rush, you're going to mess with your tension, especially the first time that you do it. Slow down, take your time, focus on that tension, focus on the stitches. Last but not least, count, count, count. Keep track. If that means using 50 million stitch markers, go right ahead by all means. I do not. That is perfectly fine, and there is nothing wrong with that. You do what you need to do in order for it to work for you. If you don't want to end up frogging half a sweater because you're off by one stitch, then please count every row. That is my advice for you with this project. Slow down, enjoy it, and please share all the pictures and all of it, because I want to see your beautiful creations and your beautiful smiles and how amazing this sweater makes you feel, because it makes me feel pretty awesome. So I thank you guys so much. If there's anything else, do not hesitate to reach out. I absolutely love chit-chatting about yarn and all of the other fun stuff. So yeah, let's get started. So besides your category 4 yarn that you're going to need, you will also be needing a 15 millimeter hook, an 8 millimeter hook, which is an L. This one is a PQ. So you'll need that. You will need this. You will need some stitch markers, a couple of these. I think I use 4. 1, 2, yes, I use 4 altogether, but you might need more than that. It just depends on how many rows and rounds you want to mark. So I definitely recommend having those. And then scissors to cut your yarn and needle to weave in your ends at the end. So that is everything that you will need. Don't forget category 4, acrylic yarn. This is the one that I use and I absolutely love it. I am not affiliated with them. It just happens to be what I love and enjoy. You can use whatever acrylic category 4 yarn that you would like. And there are some gorgeous ones. So there we go. Let's get started. Leaving yourself a generous tail. We will be reattaching to that later on for the cuffs. Go ahead and create a slip knot. Insert your hook. Tighten that on there, but not too tight. Take your time when chaining. Watch your tension. I keep my finger on top that yarn as I chain. For size small, we are going to chain 26. All other sizes are listed in the top left corner. Now, once you have done chaining, make sure your chain is not twisted. Go ahead and slip stitch into that first stitch to join. Now, I usually go into the back hump of the chain, but that is just my preference. You can do and go through any part of the chain that you prefer. Make sure that you are taking your time when doing this first round and watching your tension. Now we've slip stitched to join. We now have a circle created. You're going to chain one, and then in that same chain that you just joined with, you're going to do your first double crochet. Now I use my finger on top of the yarn and I pinch with my other hand at the bottom of the stitches to help maintain my tension so it doesn't pull and it's easier to slip the hook through the stitch. Second double crochet goes into the second stitch. Now just continue going around into every single stitch doing one double crochet. Take your time. There is no rush, and you want to make sure that you are doing good tension. So pinch the bottom of the stitch, put your finger on top of the yarn to hold that stitch, whatever works best for you, and count, count, count. I'm going to go ahead and continue doing my double crochets, and I will meet you at the end of this first round. Now that we have finished round one, go ahead and count all of your double crochets to make sure that you have the correct amount. Once you have counted and you have all of your double crochets, go ahead and we will slip stitch into that first double crochet to join. Now, when I slip stitch to join, I hold the bottom and I pull it tight. See how I'm holding the bottom stitches and I pull the join tight? Then we do a chain one and we turn and we can continue on with round two. For round two, we will be doing a half double crochet increase in the first stitch, which are 2 half double crochets into that first stitch. So here we're doing our first half double crochet, and then we do a second half double crochet into that same stitch. And then we will continue to do a half double crochet into each stitch all the way around. And I will meet you at the end of round two to slip stitch to join. Here we are at the end of round two doing our final half double crochet. Now we are going to go ahead and slip stitch into that first half double crochet increase. So that first half double crochet, you want to make sure that you're getting the correct stitch. So sometimes it can turn on you, so you just want to make sure that you're getting the top V of the stitch. So you see right here is the V. We're gonna turn it and take our hook, slip it under those two, and that's the V, the top of that first half double crochet. So go ahead and slip stitch to join. Now I pull it tight. And then I readjust my yarn and my tension and I chain one and we go ahead and turn our work to start round three. Now for round three, it is another increase round. So we're gonna do another 2 half double crochets into that first stitch. That is our half double crochet increase. And then we are going to do a half double crochet in each stitch. I will meet you at the end of round three. We have finished round three. Go ahead and count all of your half double crochets. For a size small, we should have 28, medium 30, large 32, extra large 34, double XL 36, triple XL 38. Now we are going to go ahead and slip stitch into our first half double crochet to join. Loop over, pull that slip stitch through, give it a tug to pull your join tight, but not too tight so you have a good tension on that hook. Chain one, now turn, and we can continue on to round 4. So for round 4, we are repeating round 2, which is just another increase, half double crochet in the first stitch. So 2 half double crochets in that first stitch, and then a half double crochet in each stitch around. For a small, we should have 29 half double crochets. For medium, 31, large, 33, extra large, 35, double XL, 37, triple XL, 39. So make sure to keep track of your stitch count, and I will meet you at the end of round 4. Here we are at the end of round 4. Go ahead and do your final half double crochet into that last stitch. Then we are going to slip stitch to join into that first half double crochet. Chain 1 and turn your work. We can continue on with round 5. So for round 5, it is our final round of single increasing, and we are going to do another half double crochet increase into that first stitch, and then a half double crochet into each stitch around. When we get to the end of round 5, we will do a slip stitch to join, chain 1, and turn. So I will meet you at the end of round 5. Here we are at the end of round 5 doing our final half double crochet, and let's go ahead and count all of our stitches to make sure that we have the correct number before we move on. So a size small should have 30, medium should have 32, large 34, extra large 36, double XL 38, and a triple XL should have 40. Once you know you have the correct number of stitches, let's go ahead and slip stitch to join into that first half double crochet. Pull tight, let's chain 1, and then we can go ahead, turn our work, and begin round 6. Now for round 6, we are going to start doing 2 increases, one at the beginning of a round and one at the end of the round. So starting round 6, we will begin with a half double crochet increase in the first stitch. Then we will continue to do a half double crochet all the way around until the final stitch, where we will do another half double crochet increase. So let's do a half double crochet increase into that first stitch. 1 and a second half double crochet. And there we go. We've done our increase. Now for the next 28 stitches, we will do a half double crochet into each one. For a size medium, we would do 30, so on and so forth. They're listed at the bottom there for you. So go ahead, go all the way around and do a half double crochet until you come to that final stitch, and I will meet you there. Okay, so here we are. We have 1 stitch left. Go ahead and count all of your stitches to make sure you have the correct number and you are on the last one. So for a size small, we will end with 32, but because we have 1 stitch left, right now we would have 30. So go ahead, in this final stitch, we're going to do another half double crochet increase. So 1 and 2 into that final stitch. Now we have a total of 32 half double crochets for a size small. Go ahead and slip stitch to join in that first half double crochet, tighten that join, give yourself a chain 1, and let's turn. We have finished round 6 and we can continue on to round 7. For rounds 7 through 13, we will continue doing 2 increases, one in the first stitch. Then we continue doing a half double crochet all the way around in each stitch. In the final last stitch, we do our second half double crochet increase. So let's go ahead and start round 7. So let's do our half double crochet increase into that first stitch. There is our second half double crochet. And then we're going to continue around, and in the next 30 stitches, we will do a half double crochet into each stitch. I will meet you on the last stitch of this round to do our final half double crochet increase. Here is our final stitch, and let's go ahead and do our final half double crochet increase. There's 1 and 2. Go ahead and slip stitch into that first half double crochet increase. That first stitch, slip stitch to join, chain 1, and now we are finished with round 7. Give it a turn, and let's continue on to round 8. Round 8, we do half double crochet increase into this first stitch, and then we continue doing a half double crochet into each stitch around until the final stitch where we do our last half double crochet increase. So let's go ahead and do 2 half double crochets into that first stitch. And then we will continue to do half double crochet for a size small into the next 32 stitches, and then we will do our final half double crochet increase into our last stitch. Make sure at the end of the round to go ahead and give yourself a count and make sure that you have a total of 36 half double crochets for a size small, 38 for a size medium, so on and so forth for all of your sizes. They are listed below. So here I am joining into my first half double crochet of round 8, going and chaining 1, and now we can turn and continue on to round 9. For round 9, we continue doing our half double crochet increase into that first and final stitch. So let's go ahead and do our first half double crochet increase. And then for a size small, we continue doing 34 half double crochets all the way around, bringing us to our final stitch where we do our final half double crochet increase. We will end with 38 half double crochets for a size small, and I will meet you at the end of round 9. Here is our final stitch where we do our last half double crochet increase. Go ahead and then we slip stitch to join into that first half double crochet right there. Chain 1, and now we are done with round 9. Make sure you have the correct stitch count. Let's turn and continue on to round 10. For round 10, we will continue doing 2 half double crochet increases, one at the beginning and one at the end of this round. So let's go ahead and do our first half double crochet increase into that first stitch. Then we continue to go all the way around, doing 1 half double crochet into each stitch until we come to the final stitch where we will do our final half double crochet increase. Go ahead and do that. I will meet you at the end of round 10. And here we are in our last stitch. Go ahead and do your final half double crochet increase. Then we slip stitch to join into that first half double crochet. Make sure you grab the right part of the stitch, the top of it, go through that V, loop over, slip stitch to join, and give yourself a chain one and turn. Make sure to count your stitches. You always want to make sure you have the correct number. They're listed below for you. That way you don't have to frog at any point. So give it a count. Let's move on to round 11. For the next section, rounds 11, 12, and 13, we are going to start increasing 4 times in each round. So depending on what size is going to depend on where those increases are located. I will list all of that below down here for you. But remember, I am doing a size small. So for a size small in round 11, I'm going to half double crochet increase. Then I'm going to half double crochet 9 stitches. I'm going to repeat that 4 times. So half double crochet increase, half double crochet 9 stitches, half double crochet increase, half double crochet 9 stitches. Do that 4 times. That will take us all the way back around to the end where we will slip stitch to join, chain 1, and turn. At the end, we will end with 44 half double crochets. Make sure to count your stitches. So let's go ahead and get started. Going to go in. I've already done my chain 1 for the end of round 10. So we do our half double crochet increase. Then we're going to half double crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've done it 1 time. Half double crochet increase, half double crochet 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is over here. Again, this is for a size small, but I'm going to repeat this a total of 4 times. So this is 1, and then I will continue around doing the increase. 1, 2, and now 9. I will meet you at the end of round 11. 8, 9. So there we go. We did our half double crochet increase and then 9 half double crochets 4 times all the way around, brings us to the final stitch. So altogether we will have 44 half double crochets. So go ahead and count all of those, make sure you are good, and then we will continue on to round 12. Well, before we do that, we still need to slip stitch into that first half double crochet. Oops. Ah, come on, little hook. Or I should say big hook. Let's slip stitch into that first half double crochet, chain 1, and turn. Now we're working on the wrong side, and we are going to start round 12. For round 12, we are still increasing by 4. So for a size small, we're going to do a half double crochet increase into that first stitch, and then we do 10 half double crochets. And we're going to repeat that a total of 4 times. Remember to make sure to check below for whatever size that you are doing. It will be different. Half double crochet increase, 10 half double crochets. 4 times total. Let's get started, and we will end with 48 half double crochets. Let's go. First, we do half double crochet increase. So 2 half double crochets into that first stitch. Now we're going to do 10 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have done our first repeat. We have our half double crochet increase into that first stitch. Then we have 10 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to have a total of 4 of these. So this is the first one. We're going to repeat it 3 more times all the way. That will bring us back to our final stitch. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll meet you over here at the end of round 12. 9, 10. So there we go. We finished our final repeat for round 12, and we have a total of 48 half double crochets all together. So let's go ahead, let's slip stitch into that first half double crochet, and to join, chain 1, and then we will turn and continue on to our final round of increasing, round 13. So slip stitch to join, chain 1, and now we turn. Now we are working on the right side again. For round 13 in a size small, I will be doing a half double crochet increase into that first stitch, and then 11 half double crochets. And I will repeat that a total of 4 times. And remember, that's for a size small. All the other sizes will be listed below for you. I will end with a total of 52 half double crochets. Let's get started. So we have our increase first. Whoops, sassy increase. 1, 2, and then 11 half double crochets for a size small. 2, scoot a little bit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's take a look at that. We've done our first repeat. We've done our first repeat. We have our half double crochet increase into that first stitch, and then 11 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We will now repeat this 3 more times for a total of 4, which will bring us all the way back to the beginning. And there we will slip stitch to join and chain 1, turn. We will have a total of 52 half double crochets. I will go ahead and get started, and I'll meet you at the end. Increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11. So there we have finished our final repeat. We can go ahead and slip stitch into that first half double crochet, chain 1, and turn, and we have completed round 13.
So let's go ahead and do that, and we will have a total of 52 half double crochets for a size small. Now let's turn. We are now working on the wrong side for round 14. And for round 14 and 15, we are no longer increasing. Now we are just doing a half double crochet into every single stitch around. So depending on what size you are doing, the amount of half double crochets will obviously be different. For a size small, I'm going to have a total of 52 half double crochets. Medium is going to be 54, large 56, so on and so forth. So just make sure to go ahead and count your stitches as you're going so you don't have the incorrect number. So again, for round 14 and 15, we will do a half double crochet into every single stitch. At the end, we will slip stitch to join, chain one, and turn. So for round 14, you'll be working on the wrong side. And on round 15, you will be working on the right side. I'm going to start row 14 with you. I will meet you at the end of round 15. So again, I will start round 14 with you. I will meet you at the end of round 15. Hmm. Here we are at the end of round 15 for a size small, and I have a total of 50 stitches at the moment. I still have to do my last two, and then we'll slip stitch to join, chain one, and start on the body. So let's go ahead and finish up round 15 with our final two stitches. So now I have a total of 52 for a size small. And go ahead, slip stitch to join with that first half double crochet. Now we're going to chain one and turn. There we go. We have finished sleeve one. Yay! You guys are awesome. We're doing a great job. Let's continue on to the body. Helpful tip. Let's grab two stitch markers to have handy. These will help us keeping track of our row count. Starting the body, we are now no longer working in rounds. So we will no longer, for the body section, slip stitch to join. What we will be doing is once we have finished our row, we will then chain one to step up to the next row and turn. Then we start the next row. So no more slip stitching to join for the body section. The body is broken into three parts, two sections. The first section is a repeat of rows. They are going to change for every single size. So make sure to pay attention to how many rows you will be needing to do. Once you have completed those rows, you then do the neckline. After your neckline, you are basically mirroring what you already have done in the beginning of the body. So, per se, for a size small, I will be doing 15 rows of half double crochet in each stitch. So I will have a total of 52 half double crochets in that row, and I will be repeating for a total of 15 rows. Once I have finished those 15 rows, I will then do the neckline. Once I've completed the neckline, I then do another 15 rows of half double crochet in each stitch. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to do the beginning of the first row. I will meet you at the end of the first row and I'll show you where to place those stitch markers. So again, for a size small, I'm just doing 1/2 double crochet into every single stitch around. Well, for all sizes, it's just 1/2 double crochet into every single stitch. But for a size small, it's 52 total. I will have all of the other sizes listed below for you. I will meet you at the end of row 1. Here I am at the last 2 stitches for row 1. I'm going to go ahead and do my last 2 half double crochets for a total of 52. Because we're doing the body, we are no longer slip stitching to join. Instead, this is where the body breaks off into 2 parts, the front and the back. So what we're going to do is place our stitch markers. And I will probably speed this up since this is a little bit more difficult for me with these ginormous dagger nails. But instead of putting them stitch markers in the top of the stitch, you want to put them at the side of the stitch. That way it's a little easier to see and it doesn't get covered up or lost when you're working. So at the side is where you want them. So like in here, through here, and then in here this way. Not at the top of the stitch, but at the side of the stitch. So please forgive me if you can't see what I'm doing or if this is crazy because I have these ginormous nails. Let's see if I can do it. That wasn't so bad. There we go. Ridiculous, but we did it. Okay. Now that we finally have gotten these suckers on here, and we have them at the side, not at the top of the stitch. That way it's easier to see and we'll be able to count our rows. If you'd like to put one at the end of every single row and in the beginning of every single row, you totally can. I just do it on the first one, then I can count and keep track a little easier. So now we can continue on. This was row 1. And we, for size small, need to do a total of 15 of these. So this is 1. So don't forget, we are not slip stitching to connect. We are chain 1 and turn. Now we do row 2, and all it is half double crochets all the way to that last stitch. Chain 1, turn, and continue doing that for a total of 15. Here I am at the end of row 2. I just wanted to show you how I do the last 2 stitches. This turning stitch can be a little tricky to see sometimes. So just don't forget about that. Keep count. It's super important. So this is 51. And here is the last one. And that is 52. So you see our body is nicely separating front and back. Now we chain 1, we turn, and we continue on to row 3. So I just wanted to show you that that little turning one can be a little tricky to see. It's super important to keep track of your count because you can very easily start dropping stitches. I will meet you at the end of row 15 for a size small, and then we will go on to the neckline. Now, if you're doing other sizes, you will have a different total amount of rows. For like a medium, you're going to be repeating a total of 17 times. For a large, a total of 19, so on and so forth. So I will meet you at the end of the section for size small. It is 15. And then we will continue on to the neckline. So for the neckline, working on the right side, we are going to do half double crochet into the next 16 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, and what I'm going to do is put in a stitch marker on this 16th stitch. So I know that that is where my last half double, well, not my last, but where my 16th half double crochet is before I start to chain. Once I have finished this 16, I then chain 19 and I skip 19. Okay, so let's scoot this over. Let's count 19 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we've skipped 19. So that means the next one, this one right here next to the 19, is where I'm going to put my second stitch marker. So I know I'm going to skip these 19. I'm going to chain 19. I'm going to reconnect with a half double crochet into this stitch here with my stitch marker, which should leave me with 17 half double crochets to the end. So let's see, 1 that our stitch marker is in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So there we go. Now let's do it. Remember, for other sizes, you're going to have a different amount, but this is the basic idea. Okay, so we already did our chain 1, and now we're going to do our 16 half double crochets all the way into that first stitch marker. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, oops, 15. Here's, oh, it was this color. Sorry, I was pointing to the wrong stitch marker. Here's our 16th. 16. So now we are going to chain and skip 19. We've already blocked off our 19 here. Let's go ahead and chain 19. Just watch your tension. Make sure to pay attention to that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now I'm going to loop over and I'm going to hold on to it so I don't mess up my tension, and I'm maintaining my stitches right there. My chain is not twisted because I haven't moved anything. I'm going over to this stitch marker here, which is where we've marked our first stitch to go into. I'm not even going to remove it. I'm just going to go right into it. And we do our last 17 half double crochets. So 1, 2, now I can scoot over, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And this last one's a little tricky, so make sure you grab the right top of the stitch. 17. Okay, So let's back up so we can see what we're working with here. And now we are at the halfway point. We've done half of the body. We now have, this is where your neckline is or collar will be. So this is where your head comes out. And now we're just going to mirror the other side of the body. So, like I said, we will turn and excuse me, the next 15 rows for a size small, which are rows 17 through 30. And I'll explain in a second that I know 17 through 30 is only 14 rows, but that 15th row, instead of turning, we will slip stitch to join. But that is the last and final row of the body. So for the next 14 rows, you're going to do exactly the same as before, half double crochet in every single stitch, all the way down to the end. Chain one, turn, work your way all the way back. Chain one, turn, keep going. You're going to do that for a size small. You do it 14 times. On the 15th, at the end, we will then join and slip stitch to join. And that is how we then will continue on to sleeve 2. Okay, so I know it's a little confusing because it looks like it's only 14 and then you're like, oh no, what's with this weird random row at the end? Nope, that's your same exact amount. So 15 on this side, you'll have 15 on the other side as well. Let's turn it so you can see it like this. Here's one side, here's the other. This side is now going to mirror this side. So you had 15 rows here, you're going to have 15 rows here. On the first row is where we separated. So on the last row is where we will join. Okay, so for row 17, let's talk about this for a second. You're going to slip stitch. Let's do this. You're going to chain one and turn for row 17. Well, like I said, this is a size small. So for a size small, it's a row 17. Now I've turned. And now I'm going to just start doing my half double crochets. Now, once you get to here, make sure you keep track and keep count. Okay, just keep count of all of them so that you end with 52 half double crochets again. You can go into the chain however you want to go into the chain. I prefer to go into the back hump of the chain, but that is just me. I know other people do not like to do that. I like to do that. It really does not make a difference because we will be going back to connect and do a single crochet border around for the collar. Okay. So however you want to do going and doing your half double crochets into the chain is completely up to you. Just make sure that you have the correct amount of stitches. That's the most important. You don't want to end up this side having 52 and this side having 51 or whatever. So just make sure that you keep count. Row 17. I'm not going to do the whole row. I'm just going to do a little bit of it with you. Again, for size small, it's just the 52. I want to go ahead and show you guys how I go into the chains for this row. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the chains and show you how I do my half double crochets into the back hump and explain to you why I do that. When working into the back hump of the chain, I have to turn it to get underneath because the hump is underneath. The V is the top of the stitch and the hump is the underneath. So I turn it to the side and I go under that hump. And what that does, it gives the underside of the stitch the beautiful V. So that way the whole collar will have a V to it. Every single stitch will already have a V to it. See as I turn it, how it gives each stitch underneath the V? It just makes it look like the top of the stitch as opposed to the bottom of a stitch. But like I said, it doesn't really matter. You do not have to do it this way because we will be putting a single crochet around the collar border. This is just how I do it, and I just wanted to show you. I know so for some it might be too confusing or it might be hard to see them or get that. And so you do not have to do it this way. This is just how I do it. And I just wanted to show that and share that with you. So go ahead and finish this row up and I will meet you at the end of the body section at the last few stitches of whichever row that is for you for whatever size you are doing. We will meet up and do those last few half double crochets together and join to create the circle for sleeve 2. Here we are on our final 2 stitches, our last 2 half double crochets of the body. And for a size small, this is row 31. For all other sizes, they are listed for you. But these are the last 2 stitches of the body, last 2 half double crochets. So let's go ahead and do those. One, this last one. Come on, little guy, get on there. There we go. And there we finished our body section. So now what we're going to do is grab your entire piece and on that same row, go all the way to the beginning of that row, making sure that you have not twisted it. Hold on to that first stitch, that first half double crochet. Make sure that you have the inside. So here's the inside where we connected, right? Make sure that you have the inside because we are going to now, it might be a little difficult because now you got majority of a sweater made, but just making sure that that's not twisted. Double checking myself here. So open and we're good. We're going to take that first half double crochet and we're going to slip stitch into it, right? Slip stitch that, pull that tight so that joins tight. Now you have connected the body and made it a circle. And now we can continue on to sleeve. First, let's do our chain 1 and turn because now we're on the right side and we can start sleeve 2. So you can take it. I'm going to try to do it on camera here so you can see, but it's so big now, it's falling off my table. So, but there is our body is connected. And now we can start sleeve 2. So let's go ahead and start sleeve 2. Round 1 of sleeve 2 is on the right side. We are now going to be joining for every single round. We're working back in rounds, no more rows. So after every single round, we're going to slip stitch to join, chain 1, turn, and continue. So for rounds 1 and round 2 of the body, we are going to be doing a half double crochet in each stitch around. So I'm going to start round 1 and then I will meet you at the end of round 1. Okay? There's 1, 2, and I will meet you at the end of this round where we will slip stitch to join and continue to round 2. Last 3 stitches, the last 3 half double crochets of round 1 of sleeve 2. And then, like I said, we are going to last one. Now we find that first half double crochet and we're going to slip stitch to join into the top of that. And there we go. Now we chain 1, turn, working on the wrong side for row 2. We are just going to repeat a round of half double crochet into every single stitch. So for a size small, that will be a total of 52 half double crochets. And all the other sizes are listed for you. And then we will continue on to round 3. So actually, I'm going to do this round, and then I will meet you guys at the end of round 2. So here we are at the end of round 2. Just 2 stitches. It's 2 half double crochets. And then slip stitch into this first one. Right here. Oh my goodness, did not want to do that, did it? So there we go. We finished round 2. So we're going to chain 1, turn. So we're working on the right side for round 3. Now for round 3, we are going to start doing 4 decreases. And we are doing that for round 3, 4, and 5. So for rounds 3, 4, and 5, we will be decreasing 4 times. Now, depending on what size you are doing, each decrease will have a different placement. So for a size small, it will be half double crochet 2 together, which is a decrease. Then I half double crochet for 11 stitches. And I repeat that 4 times. So I'm going to do a half double crochet 2 together. Then I half double crochet 11 times. Then I repeat that half, down around the whole piece. So half double crochet 2 together, 11 half double crochets. And I do that for a total of 4 times. I will end with 48 stitches. Now for a medium, it's a half double crochet 2 together. Then I do 11 half double crochets. Then I half double crochet 2 together. And then I half double crochet 12 times. I repeat that section, that series, 2 times. Okay, so each size is a little different. And I will put that at the bottom here for you. I will list all of that for you here, but if it's too small or for whatever reason, go ahead and refer back to the pattern, okay? But this is for round 3. For a size small, I'm going to do half double crochet 2 together and then 11 half double crochets, repeating that 4 times. Once I come back over to this side here, and that will bring us all the way back around. Once I get to the end, I'm going to slip stitch into that half double crochet 2 together, that decrease that we made in the beginning, to slip stitch to join. Then I chain 1 and continue on to round 4. So let's do the first group together, the first little grouping of half double crochet 2 together, half double crochet 11 stitches. And then I will return and meet you up at the end to show you how we slip stitch into that decrease and continue on. So we've already did our chain 1 and turn. So we're going to go in, decrease. So our half double crochet 2 together. There is our decrease. And this is where we will slip stitch to join at the end. And sometimes it likes to turn, so I will come back, rejoin you guys, and I'll show you how I do that. But let's continue on with our 11 half double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I've done my decrease is right here. Here's my decrease, half double crochet, 2 together. Then we have 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 half double crochets. And that is the first repeat or the first time. So now we're going to repeat it 3 more times for a total of 4. And that will bring us all the way back around. So we do a half double crochet, 2 together. Now we do 11 half double crochets. I will meet you guys at the end of this round where we will slip stitch to join into that first decrease. Okay, so here I have done my last half double crochet into my last stitch. Go ahead and count to make sure you have the correct number of stitches. And don't forget that your decreases count as 1 stitch. So if it helps, look at the tops of the V's, not the bodies. This does not count as 2, this counts as 1. So 1 stitch, 2 stitch, red stitch, blue stitch. No, 1 stitch, 2 stitch, 3 stitch, 4 stitch, all the way around. For a size small, you will have 40. How many will you have for round 3? You will have 48 stitches all together. So now we're at the end of round 3. We're going to go ahead and slip stitch into the top of this decrease to join. And like I said, this can be a little tricky, so make sure you grab the V itself right there. Go into that. You don't want to grab this or any of these posts. Okay, you want to grab these up here, not posts, but you don't want to grab those. You want to grab that, slip stitch, I pull tight, chain 1, and turn. That is the end of round 3. Let's turn so we are on wrong side now, and we are going to do round 4. So for round 4 with a size small, it's half double crochet 2 together, half double crochet 10 times, half double crochet 2 together, half double crochet 10 times. Repeat that for a total of 4 times. That will bring you all the way back around to the end here. You will have a total of 44 stitches. All the other sizes I will list below for you. But let's go ahead and get started. So half double crochet, 2 together, and then half double crochet 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's getting long, so it's hard to get it all up here. 7, where's my stitch? And go ahead and do that round. Get you at the end of round 4 to do those last double crochets. Here we are on our final half double crochet for round 4. And we'll have a total of 44 stitches. So slip stitch into this decrease right here to join. Right. Chain 1. And there we go. We've completed round 4. Now we are doing our final. Let's go ahead and turn. Sorry, I'm gonna move it off the table because it's getting so big. There we go. So for round 5, it's our final row of decreasing 4. And for a size small, we're going to do half double crochet 2 together and then half double crochet 9 times. So half double crochet 2 together, half double crochet 9 times. We repeat that 4 times. And then we will be all the way back around where we will slip stitch to join. And then we will move on to round 6. So once again, every size is going to be different. Make sure you look at those numbers, and I have listed all of the other sizes below for you. So make sure you are doing the correct amount of repeats. But for a size small, it is half double crochet, 2 together, and then we're going to half double crochet 9, and we repeat that 4 times total, which will bring us all the way back around to the beginning where we will slip stitch into this decrease. So go ahead and do that. I will meet you over here on the final stitch of round 5. So here we are on the final 3 stitches of round 5. So let's go ahead and do those final 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And now we can slip stitch into the top of this decrease to join. There we go. We have now completed round 5, and we should have a total of 40 stitches for a size small, 42 for a medium, 44 for a large, 46 for extra large, 48 for double XL, and triple XL has 50 stitches. Now we can move on to round 6, where we will start doing 2 decreases. So let's go ahead and chain 1 and turn. Round 6, we will be working on the wrong side. So let's go ahead and get started doing that. For round 6, we do half double crochet 2 together in the first 2 stitches. For size small, we then continue to do 36 half double crochets, bringing you to the final 2 stitches where you half double crochet them 2 together. Let's go ahead. Our first 2 stitches, we half double crochet together. And then, like I said, for a size small, we do 36 half double crochets, which will bring us all the way, leaving us with 2 stitches left. Those 2 stitches, we will half double crochet 2 together. I will meet you over here for the final 2 stitches to half double crochet together. So there's our first decrease. We did 36 for a size small. And now these last 2 stitches, we're going to half double crochet together. Then we will slip stitch into the top of that first decrease. So go ahead, loop over, half double crochet, decrease these 2 stitches together. And then we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first half double crochet 2 together. Slip stitch to join, chain 1, and turn. We can continue on to round 7. For round 7, we are doing another 2 decreases. The first 2 stitches we will decrease with a half double crochet 2 together. Then we continue to do 34 half double crochets, which will bring us all the way back around, leaving us with 2 stitches. Those 2 stitches, we then half double crochet 2 together. And then we slip stitch into the first half double crochet 2 together to join. So let's go ahead and half double crochet those first 2 stitches together. And then we will continue on with, for a size small, 34 half double crochets. And I will meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so here I am. I've done my half double crochet decrease, 1 half double crochet in each stitch around for 34. I am now at the last 2 where I will do a half double crochet decrease. Then we slip stitch to join into the top of our first. Here we go. We have our half double crochet decrease, half double crochets all the way around, last two half double crochet. So now we can move on to round 8. For round 8, we will be doing another half double crochet 2 together in the first 2 stitches. And then for a size small, we half double crochet into the next 32 stitches, leaving us with the final 2 stitches where we half double crochet them together. We slip stitch to join, chain 1, and turn. So you will have 34 stitches total at the end of round 8 for a size small. Go ahead and do that. I will meet you at the end of this round where we will slip stitch to join and continue with round 9. Here we are on the final 2 stitches. Let's go ahead and half double crochet them together, and then we will slip stitch into the top of the first half double crochet 2 together, the first decrease. So there we've done that decrease, and now we're going to slip stitch into the first decrease. Maybe, yes, there we go. And slip stitch to join, chain 1, and turn. Now we can continue on to round 9. For round 9, we are doing another 2 decrease. So let's go ahead, and in the first 2 stitches, just like before, we are doing a half double crochet 2 together. Then we will continue to do a half double crochet in the next 30 stitches for a size small, which will take us all the way back around, leaving us the final 2 stitches where we decrease those together with a half double crochet 2 together. Go ahead and let's do this round. I will meet you at the end, and we will continue on to do round 10. Here we have done round 9. We now have our last 2 stitches that we have to half double crochet 2 together. So go ahead and loop over. Let's decrease those, and then we will slip stitch to join into that first decrease. There's our last decrease. Now we are slip stitching to join into the first decrease, chain 1, and turn. That is round 9 is now completed. We can continue on to round 10. For round 10, we are continuing with 2 decreases in this round. So we have our first 2 stitches, we do a half double crochet 2 together, then we half double crochet in the next 28, bringing us to the final 2 stitches where we do another half double crochet 2 together. Then we slip stitch to join into that first decrease, chain 1, and turn. So go ahead and do this round. I will meet you at the end. Don't forget to count your stitches. It's really important. Here we are. We've done our 28 half double crochets, bringing us to the final 2 stitches. So let's go ahead and half double crochet those 2 stitches together. Then we will slip stitch to join into that first decrease. And slip stitch to join, chain 1, and there we go. We have finished round 10. And turn, we will continue to round 11. So for round 11 through 15, our last little section of sleeve 2, we are only going to be decreasing 1 time into the first 2 stitches. So go ahead, for a size small, we will do a half double crochet 2 together, and then we half double crochet in to all the other stitches. So that'll take you all the way back around to the end. For a size small, we will end with 29 stitches total. All the other sizes are listed below for you. So start, half double crochet, decrease those 2 first stitches together, and then half double crochet in each stitch around. Once you get to the end, we are going to slip stitch to join into that first decrease, chain 1, and turn. I'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so here we are. We have 1 stitch left to do, 1 half double crochet left. Let's go ahead and do that final half double crochet. Make sure to count your stitches. You do not want to have to frog. And slip stitch into that first decrease. And to join, chain 1 and turn. We are done with round 11, and let's go on to round 12. Round 12, another single decrease in those first two stitches. So half double crochet those two stitches together. Then we will half double crochet in each stitch around. For size small, that will be an extra 28 half double crochets, bringing you all the way to the end where we will slip stitch into that first decrease, chain one and turn. Go ahead, I'll meet you at the end of this round. Here we are with the final two stitches in round 12. Go ahead and do those final two half double crochets. And then we are going to slip stitch into the top of that first decrease, or the only decrease. We will slip stitch to join, chain one, and turn. There we go. We have finished round 12. Let's move on to round 13. For round 13, working on the right side, we will be doing a half double crochet two together into those first two stitches. Then we will continue to half double crochet into each stitch around. For a size small, we will end with 27 stitches. All the other sizes are listed below for you. Please make sure to count your stitches so that way you are on. Once we have completed, we will slip stitch to join into that first decrease, chain one and turn. I'm going to go ahead and let you do this round, and I will meet you on the beginning of round 14, our final round of decrease and half double crochet. For round 14, our final round of decreasing and half double crochets, we are going to be doing another half double crochet two together and then half double crochet in every single stitch around. So for a size small, you will be ending with 26 stitches total. All the other sizes are listed below for you. I will meet you at the end of round 14. Here we are on the final two stitches of round 14. So let's go ahead and do those last two half double crochets. And then we will slip stitch into that first decrease to join, chain one, and turn. Round 15, our final round. We are working on the right side, and let's go ahead and do a double crochet into every single stitch around. So for a small, it's going to be 26 total, 28 for a medium, 30 for a large, so on and so forth. They are all listed below for you. Once you have done your total double crochets, you will slip stitch to join and chain one. Do not turn yet. I will meet you at that point and we will chit chat about the cuffs. Here we are at the end of a round 15, finishing up our double crochets. And last double crochet. And then we are going to slip stitch into that first double crochet. Now we are going to change our hook because now we are moving on to our cuff. For the cuff, we are switching hooks to our 8mm L hook. And for sizes small and medium, we will be doing a chain one. We will not be turning. For sizes L through triple XL, you will be turning for the first row in the cuff. But because we are doing a size small for the video, we will not be turning. We will just continue on working on the right side. Go ahead and with this, now that we've changed our hook, we want to evenly space out our single crochets around the cuff. So a little looser of a single crochet. We don't want to pull it too tight and shrink our cuff. We don't want to make it too tight. We are doing it nice and even with the other stitches. We're just using a smaller hook. So go ahead and do your one single crochet into every single stitch around. I will meet you at the end of this round. I have completed my final single crochet in this round, and now I am slip stitching into the first single crochet to join. And I pull it tight so it's nice and connected. And there we go. We have finished our cuff for size small on sleeve 2. And go ahead, let me grab my scissors and give that a cut. And now we can weave our end in. And don't forget, we have to reconnect to our first sleeve and do the exact same thing on sleeve 1. So for sleeve 1, if you left yourself a generous tail in the beginning, you can go ahead and reattach to that. And that's what I'm going to do here. So this is how I attach my yarn, doing the 2 knots and pulling them together, called a Russian knot. So this is the technique that I use. So I knot it on the one side, knot it on the second side so that they're together, pull them tight, and it will not come apart. Go ahead and snip those little tails. So we're going to do exactly the same thing that we just did for our sleeve 2. We're going to just go and evenly do single crochets around every single stitch. So you just want to make sure that you're doing the same amount and try to do the same tension so that way your cuffs are not 2 different sizes. But go ahead, I do a chain 1 and then I do a single crochet evenly spaced around the cuff. Here we are, we have finished our last single crochet and we are going to slip stitch to join into that first single crochet. And now we pull tight and we have finished our second cuff for sleeve 1. Well, we finished our cuff, both of them. So now we have both cuffs are done. Yay! Go ahead, I would knot that and weave that end in, but we'll do that later. And now we can move on to the borders. Okay, so you have now finished. You've done your cuffs. And we are going to move on to the collar section here. You're going to get your yarn and you can attach anywhere on the collar. Make sure you have it the right way, right side facing. I attach up in this corner here, but you can attach anywhere. And with our 8mm hook, 8mm, let's see, 8mm hook, we can attach our yarn and we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around except in the turning chain. This one on this side and there's one on the other side. Those we will do 2 single crochets in. But every stitch gets 1 single crochet except for the turning chain. That one gets 2. And you just work your way all the way around and then slip stitch to join and then you can weave in that end. So let's go ahead and do that. I did not do this, but you might find it helpful to grab 2 stitch markers and mark each of the turning rows. That way you know that those are where you are going to place the 2 single crochets. But let's go ahead and I will meet you at the end of this where we will slip stitch to join and then move on to the border. Here we are on our final last stitch and we're going to do our last single crochet and then slip stitch to join into that first single crochet. And boom, we finished our collar. We can go ahead, cut that, knot it, and weave those ends in. So now your collar's all done. We'll weave in those ends later. We're going to go ahead, flip it to the bottom, and we're going to do our section at the bottom here. I attach here at our stitch marker, which was at row 16, but you can attach anywhere you would like along the bottom. Once I attach, I'm going to go ahead and do a chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and then I do evenly spaced around single crochets. So about 2 single crochets for every row works, but you want to evenly space them. So it's okay if you end up with a little bit more or a little bit less, as long as they're evenly spaced. So go ahead and attach, do a chain 1, and again, that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Go ahead and start doing your single crochets all the way around that bottom edge, and I will meet you at the end. So I am in my last stitch, and I've gone ahead. I'm going to slip stitch into my first stitch. Again, you can do a slip stitch or you can do an invisible stitch. Grab scissors. Cut my yarn. Pull. And then I will tie and weave this end in. And boom, you are all done. So there we go. We now have all of our ends. Everything is completed and done. We just have to weave our ends in. We have our beautiful collar. The beautiful edge is at the bottom. Cuffs are all beautiful as well, so everything matches up nicely. Now we just have to weave in all the ends and you are good to go. Hi, you guys, you did it. You finished. Yay! You want to see? I mean, you already saw it because I was wearing it in the beginning, but this is the completed long whispered Serenity top that we created together, you guys. Look at that. We did it. You did it. Yay! Make sure that when you post, you tag me so I can see it because I want to see all your beautiful creations. I want to see it, love it, share it, everything. So please follow, like, share, tag, all of those fun, amazing things so I can see it and be a part of it with you. Thank you so much for doing this and being a part of my journey with me. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. So thank you so much. Really, truly means the world to me. I hope you continue to crochet and create amazing things. And if I get to be a part of it, bonus points. So thank you guys so much. Thank you.